So now that I'm anti-empire war, empire building, all this nonsense of free trade fallacies that are not real, it's all a joke. Now it's because you hate the Jew. Really. So when I was 37, being like, Ben Shapiro kicks ass, was between 37 and 39, I just somehow developed this encoded hatred. It's just, that's just insane. And so meanwhile, they highlight a Jew in this Wall Street Journal. The CIA's former chief of disguise drops her mask. Jana Mendez, definitely not a real name, written by Elizabeth Winkler. Winkler, like Henry Winkler. I get it. Served 27 years undercover crafting wigs, prosthetic noses, false teeth, and masks that could be peeled off like Tom Cruise's in Mission Impossible. One morning during the presidency of George H.W. Bush, Jana Mendez, if that's even her name, when the CIA's chief in disguise entered the White House wearing a mask, she had originally disguised herself as an African-American man, Barack Hussein, but decided that mask wouldn't work, not least because her voice would give it away. One morning during the presidency of George... All right, I just read that. She borrowed the face of a female colleague. It was very nerve-wracking, she recalls. I hadn't really worn it anywhere, she said, outside of the Oval Office, chewing her pencil through the mask until the president was ready for his morning. Okay, so when people call me a conspiracy theorist, okay, the CIA really is like impersonating people with fake masks. When you see like, for example, Christine Blasey Ford, and her face doesn't quite look right, and the voice doesn't seem right, and it all seems a little odd. Well, that's because it is odd. These people really do impersonate each other. The way that they've kind of explained that and is in Game of Thrones. Remember the thousand-faced man? That's what these people do. They literally do it all the time. Oh, how dare you? That was a Wall Street Journal article. Is that conspiracy theory, Jeremy Boring? Are you ready to shut your little soy boy mouth begging for dick? It's just wild, man. It's like these people, they almost don't exist. Where they're just playing parts. And they like, and what really unravels them is their desire for credit. You know, that was in the movie Wag the Dog, when the person who produced the fake war, which is very real, his character wanted credit. He wanted people to know that he produced the greatest thing in history, and then they killed him with a heart attack. Very similar to the guy who directed the moon landing. I'm blanking on his name, but he's a famous grabbler. All right, a girl has no name, exactly. And they do it with trauma. That's one reason why they're so into sexual abuse with children, is because they traumatize people until they have split personalities, which means that they're just fractured. They can be whoever you train them to be. This is all MK Ultra training. And for those of you saying, conspiracy theory, I just showed you. So this is Wall Street Journal. This is what they're admitting to. So this person is impersonating, they're so good at, they can impersonate their colleagues. And so then when conspiracy sleuths like myself and the Bears, you know, and some other guys have cracked that Obama was playing the part of Osama bin Laden, clearly in at least one video. Same faces, like exact. And people are like, oh, how dare you? They do that. Obama played the part of bin Laden in at least one video. That's provable. And when people say, oh, they would never do that, they brag about it. That's what they do. And so they traumatize. That's like that scene in that whole storyline in Game of Thrones, where it's just they're beating this girl. They just beat her and make her sleep outside, and but they all have a secret coin. That's how these societies work. It's like they give each other a certain shake or nod or sign. That's why they use number codings and stuff, and they let fellow travelers in, because they're all just wearing other masks all the time. They fucking don't exist. It's so odd. Approval, research, MK Ultra. Yeah. But don't get too fired up about it. Just know it and move on,